We are back in progress with Vaz Andreas, writer, director, producer, and actor of this film, filmmaker Vaz Andreas. Thank you for being on the show. We're going to be talking about Dark Senses. Would you like to introduce yourself and/or the film?
Sure, Costa. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Vaz Andreas. I'm a filmmaker, and I wrote this movie called Dark Senses, which I also directed and acted in. I like to challenge myself in those levels, and it's a film about how two people can meet and connect on a very deep level by only using few of their senses. And it was meant to be a mini series, about maybe 10 episodes. I filmed the first one, which is just a really short 20 minutes. Um, and and Other things come into life and other projects take on. So this definitely is not, I'm not done with it, but to do the rest of the episodes. But I am working on something else, which I will return to this. And I'm pleased to say that it's gone to the festival rounds and is giving me, as a filmmaker, a push that I can and I should attempt my next one. And that's all I wanted from that film when I made it.
It's awesome. It's a strong work. It's a, strong narrative, very well acted by yourself. And, and you had to direct yourself, of course, and the cameras and crew and everything else. I feel like I've got
Thank
to get this out of the way because I'm stuck on it. I feel like this is a filmmaker version of carpool karaoke with you today. So
It is. I know. I feel
maybe we
that
can
way.
sing together later.
Why don't we finish it with the Doors
You name
and
it. I know a little bit of the Doors.
break on through to the other
There you
side.
go. All right. All right. We'll do that. Perfect. So, in the meantime, it's a really
Yeah.
strong piece. It's a great topic. It's one of my favorite topics, love, and not necessarily romantic love. That's really where I went with this piece. To me, it's well beyond that. And, I'm particularly thinking about the, you know, the reason it goes beyond romantic love for me, it's, the sense of longing. It begins with this character who's longing, this character who has a lot of romantic relationships that are all unfulfilling. And that character is really seeking love and an inner sense of love. And uh, lo and behold, he finds himself in a place where by taking out some of the film physical senses, he's going more and more inward with another female counterpart. And that inward journey is where he's able to find love. So that's where, I took the film and the meaning and the narrative. So that said, we'll go a little, we'll hit that again, revisit that thematic message area. But prior to that, the idea of this desperate character and this desperate longing and this unfulfillment, and then this idea of going beyond the senses to go inward. Where did that inspiration come for you in your life, in your experience?
Well, great question because that's the birth of the idea, and it had to come from different angles, from personal life and from people you hear and what's available, what's not. And to be honest, the actual idea came while I was again in my carpool karaoke in my car driving, and for some reason at that moment I thought, what if you can, back in the days you could talk to someone on the phone, not see them for a whole year, and completely be in love with them, uh, and just because the way they sound, the waves, and then you see them and then you immediately start judging the looks, and that's number one, and everything's out the window, and then you wish, and it was not that way. And then, and if you implement what they do for a living, um, it already affects you as well because, oh, I cannot date a plumber or whatever it is. So I thought if I can strip those things away and just have people, you know, be in the dark and just hear and have only certain things that you can ask. Otherwise, you get buzzed out of the place. I thought if you limit those things and really crack it down, it might just turn into something that you could possibly connect with someone pretty hard, and you get closer and closer where uh, you can feel the person in a way. I know there's some shows that I after I did this, I heard there were some shows that were like takes place in the dark, but it's not like this one. This is a little different.
Well,
And that's where it came from, from not having access and seeing, judging the people by their looks and what they do for a living and many other things. And
yeah,
that completely leaves out the soul and the connection you can have with great, great people with absolutely outrageous looks.
yeah, yeah. I really love that for many reasons, and one reason is, I think the biggest one is because it speaks to my heart. It speaks to the heart that wants to connect with people, irrespective of race, irrespective of belief system, irrespective of all that. Just on that
Mhm.
human level, that hey, here we are part of the same human family, part of the same living family, living and breathing family as the rest of nature. And there is something compelling in humanity that says we need to learn and cultivate love because we are all the same.
Right, right, right.
So,
Just
yeah,
caught up in this wave of structure there we're brought in, and you have to find your own momentum and you know ride the wave instead of fighting it.
yeah, I hear that. And I think, the structure that we're brought into to me speaks of um, this identification with roles, like working, like uh, how we look and what role we
Right.
might be in. And, I think I'm certainly guilty of judging people based on their looks all the time. I think what changes as different awarenesses and maturity comes in is that you may hear that judgment without necessarily believing it.
Mhm.
You still have the open mind and awareness of what it is the mind is doing, and not
Mhm.
necessarily saying, oh, well, that's the way it is. I did that, I didn't do that. And,
Right. Mm.
so, it's a beautiful thing that you are expressing in this movie.
Oh, I
And
thank you. Thank you.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Did you want to say anything else?
Uh, no, I appreciate you seeing the story told that way, and it's up to a viewer how it comes across. Of course, the story can be shot in different ways and stuff, and that's what this is what I kind of wanted to see, and I'm glad it worked for you and hopefully for others.
No, I think it does. And that's where we come to the meaning and message of the film for you as the creator of it. When you see it, when you look at it and you step away and you reflect on your own work and how it lands with you, what do you feel?
Um, you know, putting ego and everything away because one needs to know what matters and how much of it at different times. I felt as a filmmaker, you know what you can do different, all that stuff. Uh, Besides seeing those little things, I was very satisfied with the style that I was able to find with my cinematographer and keep it that way. So I'm very content with what I have the result and uh, which gave me going back to that push to be able to tell a different story in a different way. But I wanted to see if I could hold the audience's attention for 20 minutes, and from that perspective, I felt satisfied enough to have the guts to dare another project.
Well, that's, a huge success. I mean, I understand that feeling of satisfaction as a filmmaker and being able to say, okay, here's a big challenge for me and can I do
Mhm.
it and executing on the challenge. My question though is a little different in terms of um what you feel when you watch it,
Mhm.
and the message of the movie as you wrote it and acted in it, what do you take away from the film?
The life can really surprise you if you only stay open and and accept. And life is not always going to be perfect, and you have to uh, not only not sacrifice, but at times compromise. And love, the word love, um, can mean different things. Uh, and the relationship sometimes can be perfect, which is better than love, but it's not called love. So I felt that when I watch it myself, that's where it took me, where um, possibilities are endless if you're open.
Mm, mm. I mean, it's awesome, and I certainly think of that last scene, and you performed it so well. There are so many different experiences going through the character's eyes in a quick succession, very subtle. Um, so I think what's interesting in what you're saying, I certainly can see that message, and it strikes me in that same way, remaining open to the possibilities. Life can be a huge surprise when you're actually seeing, when you're seeing
Hmm.
from a new perspective, right? And
Hmm.
things exist that you may have not been aware of prior, but you have to make changes. You have to do certain things internally to get there. I'm curious about hearing more about you talk about the nature of relationships and maybe how love, the idea of it, maybe as we commonly think of it, is different, but it could still be a perfect relationship. Yeah, can you elaborate on that?
Oh yeah, yeah. Uh, that's in a bonus section of the
Oh, right
movie.
on. Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. But yes, I mean, in life, like I said, it's hard to find a perfect because our judgments are all in there messing with you. You know, that's why when you take your senses away, you just hear the person, how it makes you feel. But we're given all the senses, you have to use them. And of course, uh, attraction is very important because it stimulates you as well, which is another sense. And you need that. But sometimes, you know, to be able to be zen like here and to strip judgments away is really hard to do. And that's why a lot of people struggle with relationships, um, chasing, not knowing what it is that you're looking for, and attempting. But the thing is, in life, whoever you're with, uh, you know, I wrote actually a novel. It's called Fade, and the slogan is
Wow.
"Everything in life is temporary." And the things will come and go in life, and they do. Could be 100 years or whatever it is. Obviously, it was temporary. So are feelings and some friendships, relationships, jobs, fun times, bad times. It comes and goes. Uh, and uh, and love sometimes that you have for someone uh, sometimes does that too, but it doesn't mean they're not a perfect person, so you have to see how you're looking at it, and what you're looking for and what life means to you, and how much time you have, and considering all that, one might find easier way to be less judgmental when they meet people and really hear them out. And but again, it's really hard to do, and that's why a lot of people, a lot of us uh, are guilty of not making certain things work. But life is, again, in the moment, and beautiful, and I believe it was Dali said, "What do you think? What is? I think. I believe I'm definitely misquoting him. But whatever you think, it is what that's what reality is,
Right.
and
Yeah.
implementing that in your life, and to be able to somehow as a movie maker make movies to tell those kind of stories is what gives me joy and the drive.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, there's just a lot there, and I appreciate that. And I think, that's why we all are in need of reminding one another through conversation, through
Yeah.
movies, through culture, that we can shift our mindsets and shift our
Mhm.
reality. And one of the most powerful things is to um, maybe at least start with not taking our judgments seriously.
Yeah, 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 yeah. You can't. Yeah, you can't. It'll hurt you. It always has, and it's not so bad to change it now. It's never too late.
That's right. That's right. Vaz, the
Yes.
last question to play it forward. And I mean, I hear, and it's super powerful and super important, in terms of make the work, do the work, and you will surprise yourself and build your confidence level and technically and that is just built into it. You did it. You broke off a very big piece of narrative, definitely
Appreciate
showed
you.
that you are capable of, feature length professional work content, I mean, it's no question there. So, I say that because, my belief is that every work, creative work we do, it changes us. And we can grow personally from it. So, on a personal level, how did you grow after making this movie? How were you changed?
Um, you know, changes you feel and changes are happening to you that you don't feel, but it carries on. It could take whatever hits you now that you experience, it could affect you maybe in a few years, maybe you never know.
Right.
Um, so I feel like it's affected me uh, in great ways as a as a storyteller, uh, to be able to function from uh, imagining and putting it on paper and being able to find the style and filming it and be able to be the character, the vessel, to turn writers' thoughts into human emotion as an actor. And to be able to tackle all of that, it was very stimulating for me to, I never got bored in any second. And so I learned that while I'm doing that, I'm growing in my own ways, which sometimes it's hard to recognize that, uh, you you grow layer by layer, but sometimes you see the your next work actually is where it shows what you learned, and that's what I was saying, that it gave me good enough drive to be able to give it the confidence, to have the confidence to be able to make this next one, which I already filmed, and we're gonna go into post and editing. It's a 10 episode TV series, and we shot the pilot and to see what happens. A whole different story, but this one
Awesome.
will be about
All
35
right.
to 40 minutes. Yeah,
All right. Yeah.
and that was that's the mission. And I don't know if I answered your question towards the end of it, because um,
Well, it's okay because I kind of decided, well, we'll have you back again. You can talk about
yeah,
that work. And then when you figure out how you've changed, you'll tell me.
yeah, yes, yes, I will definitely
Vaj,
coming soon.
you've been great interview. Thank you for your thoughtful introspection today and for your time. Do you know the lyrics to Break On Through?
Um, I know
Besides the,
I have to look it on the screen. I mean, I can't sing with it,
right.
but I'm not
All
sure if I
right.
want to
So
traumatize the audience.
next
So
time, prepare.
next
All
time,
right.
I will practice that, and
Okay.
next time I'll have my voice ready.
All right, I'll be ready to sing together. Breaking
Yeah,
on
and course,
through. Yeah.
yeah, I want to thank you,
Oh,
and
please.
thank you for what you're doing,
That's very
in
kind.
giving filmmakers a platform to be not judged, but to be viewed by other filmmakers um, who see movies differently than regular Joe Schmo. And thank you for the interview, and you're an awesome guy, and I'm sure we'll meet in person very soon.
I would love that. Thank you,
Yeah.
Vaz. I really appreciate it. That's very kind of you. Vaz, we'll do the
Yes.
wave. Thank you. Everybody on
Yes.
Play It Forward,
Uh,
we're out. It's been a pleasure to have you, Vaz. And till next time, peace out on Play It Forward.
Pleasure's mine, Coast.